Hello, students. For your homework that you have done for the last week, which is regarding to the book page 30 to 32 of the worksheet. So here I'm gonna explain the answer for the worksheet for you, and it can also serve as a quick revision and reminder for the key points of these few pages. So first of all, let's see on page 30 about the causes of the flooding. So number one, flooding occurs when there is, of course, if there are more water in a river channel, it can hold. The water will overflow from the river banks, right? If you remember from the very beginning of the chapter, so more water. Number two, if there is sudden and large increase in the river flow, the river channel may not be able to hold the flow, because the key word here is the sudden large increase. So suddenly there are a large amount of water pouring into the river channel. The river channel may not be able to hold the water. Just imagine if you suddenly use a large amount of the water to power in a small basin 到呢一個盤仔度啦。So suddenly your little basin is not able to hold all the water, and the water will flow out or spill out and lead to the flooding. And number three, if the river bed becomes shallow, 即係話嗰個河床呢淺咗啦。OK， 即係少咗空間咯。呢個意思係 the amount of the flow it can hold will of course will decrease。咁因為個河床淺咗，佢可以 hold 到水嘅空間少咗呢，咁佢 hold 到水嘅 amount 呢都會減低嘅。This is question number 3. And for section B about the true and false questions, maybe this will be this is the challenging part amongst the whole homework. Some key words some of you may overlook. That's why this part has relatively more mistakes. So I will explain it one by one. For the first one, in the west region of China, wet region 或濕嘅地方啦，即係 southern China 啦。The winter monsoon is the main cause of heavy rainstorm. Okay, refer back to your book page 30 for heavy rainfall and typhoon. You could see in a wet region of China, it should be the summer monsoon but not the winter. As you know, winter monsoon will bring the offshore winds, which is mainly very dry air, no water, no moisture. So that's why it will not be the cause of the heavy rainstorm in the wet region of China, that is the southern part. So number one is false. Number two, large amount of rainfall reached the river channel in a long period of time, causing flooding. Why is it wrong? You can also refer back to point A of the physical factor on page 30. The large amount of rainwater reached the river channel is actually, if it within a very short period of time, then it will cause flooding. This is the same concept as the circle in question here. Okay, a sudden large amount increase. So sudden means a short period of time but not a long period of time. And for number 3, water flows down quickly when the slope of the gradient becomes gentle. Why is it wrong? You can refer to page 30, part B, relief. Okay, it tells you that if the slope being gentle, the water flow will slow down. So here it's wrong, because if the channel flow is gentle, the water flow should be slowed down but not flows down quickly. Or if it flows down quickly, the slope should be steep. So this is false. 因為喺斜，你諗下斜面咧越斜咧，啲水就會越快跌落去啦。咁但係越平嘅時候咧，個地心吸力都冇咁強嘅，咁所以咧就會唔會咁容易碌落去個山啦。即係個地心吸力唔會將佢喺個斜坡度拉落山咯，可能就會拉落去啲 soil 度下滲啦。 Okay, so number 4, when the sand and the soil deposit on the riverbed, it is called silting. It is true. This is actually exactly the definition of silting. Silting means 淤積啦，即係啲淤泥啦，成日聽到呢個 terms 係淤泥啦。咁你都可以喺 page 30 point B about the relief you could see. Okay, when the sand and soil in the river tend to be deposited on the riverbed, and this is called silting. For number 5, during the rainstorms, flooding occurs easily because the silted channel can no longer hold as much water as before, which is right. And you refer back to page 30 for the point B, relief. Okay, it mentioned that on the second last line of the paragraph. Okay, when silting happens, this makes the riverbed to become shallow, and the holding capacity of the river channel is thus reduced. And you could see the picture on your book, page 30. So once the sand and the soil accumulated there or deposited there become the silting, you can see the holding capacity is dropping from 1.8 meter to 1.5 meter. So the river will be easily the capacity of the river will reduce, and thus the flooding will occur easily after the happening of silting. 即係有淤積呢個情況嘅時候，你就等於喺啲河床下面墊多咗一層嘅床墊喺度啦，即係墊多咗一層嘅，咁所以佢個容量呢就會細咗啦。即係好似個水壺咁，你喺水壺下面加咗一浸泥膠，咁佢嗰個容量就會細咗，咁變咗嗰個flooding 啦就會好容易，即係會容易咗呢去發生嘅。Okay, so on page 31 about the human factor, so we set up some short questions for you. For number 1, explain why deforestation is a cause of flooding. Okay, this you can refer back to the figure 7 on page 31. Very clearly, it shows you that because without the trees, okay, first point, the infiltration will decrease. Second point, 即係冇樹啦，咁嗰個嘅下滲就會減少咗啦。Okay, why? Okay, it is because the tree root can no longer hold the soil. So without the trees, the soil will be easily washed away by the rain. Okay, and more water will flow over the land as the overland flowed, and the river flow will increase quickly and leads to flooding. And just now I've mentioned that, okay, if you also write that if the loose soil is washed away by the rain to the river channel, the silting will happen. Okay, so when silting happened, the flooding will be more easily to happen as well. 即係簡單啲嚟講啦，呢度如果冇樹嘅話呢，咁佢下滲即係個 infiltration 啦就少咗，即係 infiltration 少咗嘅意思，即係話個 overland flow 呢就會多咗啦。咁 overland flow 多咗嘅話，即係 overland flow 多咗啦，咁個河水呢都會多咗，咁啊容易 flooding 啦。咁另外一邊呢，就係如果冇咗咁多樹啦，咁你就找唔實啲 soil 啦。咁呢啲 soil 呢，好容易俾啲水洗咗落去嗰個河床啦，就會有一個叫做 silting 嘅 problems 啦。咁個 silting 呢，就亦都會 leads to 一個 easier 嘅 flooding 啦。OK， 咁可能有啲同學仔呢就會講咗呢一個 reason 啦。咁我呢度都打翻出嚟，等你可以參考翻。OK， so you can see here. So this is the first one. Without the tree, the amount of water will increase. And okay, because the tree roots can actually hold the soil. Okay, if without the tree roots, more soil erosion will happen. Okay, and with more sand and soil in more sand and soil deposit in the river bed. Okay, next slide. Will lead to silting and cause the riverbed to be shallow. Okay, and then, okay, let me move down a bit. Will reduce the holding capacity of the river channel and thus causes flooding. So there are two major reasons. The first one, okay, is about the amount of the river water or the river flow. The second is about the problem of the silting causing flooding. So number two, how does the poor farming practice cause silting? So overgrazing and overcultivation. Overgrazing means you rear too much, okay, too many livestock in the farm, and overcultivation means you farm too much. And this too will cause soil erosion. So we explained this in the chapter 2 about farming, so I won't explain in detail here. And so when the soil erosion happens, so more soil is washed into the channel and cause silting to become more serious. And you can answer all this back, okay? And the more sand and soil deposit here cause the silting and the riverbed to become very shallow and reduce the holding capacity and cause the flooding. And number three, this is an open-ended question. So this is referring to the concept on page 32, the reclamation of the lakes for different use. Okay, because some places in China they do the reclamation of the lake for more land, for farming, or for more settlement, for building more buildings. So actually this will cause flooding to happen because the lakes actually helps to hold some water. So now the number of the lakes are reduced due to the reclamation. So how, in your opinion, how could the reclamation be avoided? So it's very open-ended. It's up to you. And here are two suggestions for the to avoid the reclamation of the lake. So first one is to outreach some education to teach the concept of the importance of the lake. And second one is use the law enforcement. It means to set up some laws for more protection for the lakes. Okay, so any logical answer will be accepted for this question. And number four, explain why urban development is a problem when it comes to flooding. So that means if in the case of the flooding, we have the urban development will also cause another problem. Okay, so the answer should be, okay, on page 32, the point D, the urban development. You can see the second paragraph. So in the urban development places, even there are the sewers and the drains, okay, which helps to divert the rainwater quickly. But it's exactly because it diverts the rainwater too quickly into the rivers, and the water could reach the river channel within a short period of time. So this means there is a sudden large increase of the water, and this will therefore lead to flooding easily. Okay, so as a very quick summary, you can see here for the green one is the natural cause for the flooding, and while for the orange one is the human cause. So why human activities or why the human actions will cause flooding in China? So for the green one, you could see if there are very heavy rainfall and the typhoons and very gentle relief, it will cause a large amount of sudden increase of the water in the river channel. And for deforestation, okay, cutting the trees we just explained, and the poor farming practice, the overgrazing or the overcultivation causing the soil erosion and thus the silting in the river, and the reclamation of the lakes, okay, reducing the size of other means to hold the water, and of course the urban development. Okay, as we mentioned in the previous questions, the sewers and the drains cause the rainwater runs more quickly into the river. And also because we also use the concrete to pave the road， 用啲水泥石屎啦去到起路啦，咁所以呢，佢就更加加快咗嗰個啲水啦可以流落去個河流嘅速度啦。So these are all the natural and the human causes of flooding in China. Alright, and that's it for this homework. And please use a green pen to write down the correct answer or the suggested answer, and please also mark your answer by your own. And if you have any questions, please circle it, or you can ask me by sending the email to eClass to me. Okay,